Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. No episode last week. This is a very American thing, college football. And because of that, you're going to have to deal with the American transportation system, just like us, or the public transportation system. Excuse me. It is a nightmare. That's why we didn't have an episode. Trains were delayed. Wasn't going to make people, Kiernan, record at like 9 o'clock at night. But this week, we're fixing a mistake from last episode. College Football 27 is just making more mistakes. Bunch of new uniforms, sponsorship deals, and some Sunbelt logos because it's more fun in the sun. But we're going to bring in Kiernan. No intro music this week because we started last week's episode off with an apology saying we had to talk more about Brendan Sorsby. We do again this week, but not necessarily about him. But first, we would like to issue an apology to the Mid-American Conference. Our PowerPoint broke last episode, and I was just an idiot. Didn't realize it until someone commented on the video, Western Michigan. I'm like, we missed a bunch. So we're jumping right in to finish off the math. Going great. High production. Kiernan, I'm not even asking who you are until we're done with this. Ohio University.
Strong logos. I actually don't mind the paw print. I think that's actually pretty cool. I am actually going to possibly throw a curveball here, but I think the middle with the kind of gridiron like Ohio State wording, I really like that. I think that's very clever. It's well done, and it's clear without being in your face.
That's true. It's supposed to look like a football. I get that. It's giving Southern sorority. I like
it is
cracked out Bobcat in the top right, to be honest with you.
It needs a sailor hat.
I don't think so. I think
no.
It needs more drugs is what it needs to just make it peak. Needs more drugs. But also their current logo is not bad.
No, their current logo is quite nice. I will say the top left is like, I almost thought that was a Notre Dame logo for a second, just because of the kind of shaping of the U there. I was like, hang on, what am I looking at?
See, I get off-brand Oregon from that.
Oh, okay.
Like the gold's a little darker, the green's a little darker, but it's the U. I'm not a huge fan of it. But moving on to Toledo, they've had one logo.
Phenomenal. Honestly, they shouldn't change it.
It's strong.
Yeah, very strong.
No issues.
Nope.
Western Michigan, the one that really started this all, me realizing that we messed up. Current logo, awful. The W, it's giving knockoff Washington Commanders. You got rid of the Bronco. I think I'm a fan of the middle on the left side. That the W with the bucking Bronco, or I don't know if that's bucking or above it's bucking, but with the jumping Bronco, I think is the best logo in my opinion.
I think it's rearing, isn't it?
Rearing, that's the correct term, yes.
Yeah, the other ones are bucking. So agreed, lovely retro logo. It's very nice, very crisp, very clean. There's no messing about with this one, right? I am still a sucker for the overly comical horse with Western Michigan written across it. It's the same for UCF a couple of weeks ago, same with Maryland, same with the Rutgers Scarlet Knights. I don't know what it is about those logos, but that is ingrained in my head as a bit of nostalgia, and that is my favorite logo. All of them are good except the new one, but that's just my favorite.
That's true. I also do think you could make some confusion between the logo I said I like the most and Wyoming.
Yes, like I was going to bring that up.
I could see some confusion there.
Yeah, the WMU is more clear, right?
That's
but the W
true,
is the W is very on the nose.
Yeah. So, but there's the rest of the MAC. This is a message for me.
You had it set to M for mini. You had to set it for W for Wumbo.
Exactly. There's the MAC. We'll do some more logos later. But for now, we're done with the MAC, and we would like to apologize.
Yes.
I debated doing the intro music. We're not going to do that. We're just going to jump right in, Kiernan, because there's some controversy going on in the world of college athletics currently.
Really? If you've been living under a rock, welcome.
There's controversy. That's just the name of the game, Kiernan. But this time, it's EA Sports' greed that's causing the controversy. For those who have not seen, I don't know how you haven't. People are in uproar over this. in the latest college football game that is supposed to come out on July 9th. So today, when you're watching this, it has been early access for the past week. They have added microtransactions to Road to Glory and Dynasty mode, notoriously offline game modes. They're removing sliders where you can speed up getting XP, and adding a pay-to-play model for an offline mode where Road to Glory, you will have that player for 4 seasons, and then you're done. Kieran, what are your thoughts?
I'm so done with this corporate bullcrap. I just can't anymore. It's the quintessential, like, we're not making enough money off of these players. We need to make even more. Because here's the thing, regardless of all of the added crap, sports games as a genre are fun. They are fun to play. You get to role play a little bit. You get to show off how skilled you are with a controller or whatever you use. And it's a bit of fun. The constant, ever-present, stupid, miniature payments over and over and over and over and over and over and over again is driving me up a wall. And there has got to be a breaking point at some point.
Yeah. Counterpoint though, Kieran. In the world of college football, what is more realistic than the person spending the most money winning almost every time? That is the story of every dynasty in this sports history.
You are fairly correct, mostly correct. There's a couple odd ones, but you are mostly correct. However, much like the genre of fantasy, this is fantasy. Whether you'd like to admit it or not, sports games are just a fantasy genre for jocks. That's all it is. And that's going to sound like, and hopefully I get some feedback from that, because I thought that was a great quote. But anyway, that's all it is. You make a player or whatever you want to do, and you set them up for success, and you do all you can to get them there. That's the whole point, is that it's your skill, not the computer's, 2x boost.
I was mostly joking. I do agree with you. I think it's ridiculous. People are pointing out you don't have to pay someone, and I understand simming is going to get you less XP. That's just how the game works. It's going to reward you for actually playing the games. However, someone simmed a dynasty, won 10 natties, and did not reach halfway to the level cap in EA's College Football 27. It is absurd. And people are also going, you just don't do it. Like, make it a grind. It's inherently predatory.
Yeah.
It's awful. A bunch of actually people who've worked with EA creators on YouTube, like Bordeaux, who started the CFB Play Don't Pay hashtag to kind of voice their displeasure, and not the expert or two that I follow and I've seen who have gone, we do not care if we never work with EA again. This is ridiculous. They need to get rid of it. And that's how bad they've messed up. And I actually recorded something for Belly Up socials earlier. Follow at Belly Up Sports on all socials. Kind of saying, like, people need to stop buying EA games until this is figured out, until they stop pulling this shit. I was going to get the game. Probably not this weekend because I'm going to a wedding, but next weekend, I was going to buy this game and just play it all weekend. And now I'm not, until they take away microtransactions in it, because the reason they put these in are college football fans don't care about college ultimate team. So, and like you said, they need to make as much money as possible in this, and they're not making it there. So they have to shove the microtransactions down our throat elsewhere. It's abhorrent. It's bad. It's taking advantage of your players and your fan base, and they need to stop. EA needs to figure it out and stop being a bunch of assholes.
Yeah, that goes for the entertainment genre as a whole. Exorbitant ticket prices for concerts, licenses for games that you don't technically own. This is looking at you, PlayStation. It's this culmination of you are literally pricing out the people that support you, and that is a dumb business practice. Not just because, like, you've cornered the market and all these other things, because people are not complete idiots. We will figure out a way around this, and then everyone's just going to do it. I mean, it's one of those things that it will have to reach a breaking point. Like I said, it cannot continue like this.
Yeah, and I mean, you did point out kind of the predatory nature and the issues with the entertainment industry as a whole, and with PlayStation and a lot of other things with movies where, you know, you don't buy it, you have a subscription to it. Even if you buy a copy, if I go in and buy CFB 27 and then they decide to take off the store, it doesn't matter. I only paid money to borrow it. Remember, kids, if there's no such thing as ownership, there's no such thing as piracy.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you for putting up the ticker, because I was going to say the exact same thing.
Warning for audio listeners, this is a joke. Please don't sue us. But I might that's got to just be a full-time banner for us now, because we say some shit on here. But, Kieran, do you want to talk about some more lighthearted things?
Oh, yes, please.
Too bad. The NCAA is opening an investigation into Cincinnati over Brendan Sorsby's gambling. They have sent a letter of inquiry because allegedly Cincinnati knew about the betting and leaked the information once Sorsby announced his intention to transfer. And now the NCAA is looking into this. I think that's more than fair and justified. If Cincinnati knew, they should be punished accordingly. And if they sat on the information, again, this quarterback is not good. Why are programs blowing themselves up for him?
Yes, it is quite funny that Brendan Sorsby has been essentially rejected from Texas Tech, the Big 12 as a whole, the NFL, the CFL, and now we're retroactively banning him from Cincinnati. And to Cincinnati's point, yes, you are at fault if you did this, or if you knew about it and didn't do anything about it. That's on you. But like, surely you're going to be real, passive in all this, because basically you got called out. And if all of the other stuff is true, this is probably true as well.
Yeah, I do think, or I hope that the outcry against Texas Tech is potentially even louder for Cincinnati, because they knew and still employed him. At least Texas Tech, at the end of the day, it was in the 11th hour, but they did say, actually, we don't want to deal with this nightmare of a circus. Also, some more minor Brendan Sorsby news. He is not going to sue the NFL. He's just going to prepare for the 2027 NFL draft. But hopefully that's the last time we ever have to talk about this man on this show. I cannot wait until he does something else this weekend, and then we have to talk about him next weekend.
I can't wait for the draft, because if he goes anything higher than round 6, it's going to be nothing short of a shocker.
I think the fact that he is basically has to sit out a year, I think he's going undrafted now, and he's just going to sign as a free agent somewhere.
Yeah, probably.
But, Kieran, now we can move on to some more lighthearted topics, like the Big 12 signing a deal with Monster Energy featuring jersey patches and field logos for football, men's basketball, and women's basketball for $20 million. That is not a lot of money for all this. They're also going to call themselves the Monster Energy Big 12. And I don't know if anyone cares about soccer now that the U.S. has knocked out of the World Cup. It's giving the Uber Eats League One in France. This is a joke. It is ridiculous. And it is why the Big 12 should not be taken seriously.
Yeah, that's pretty well said. I can't fathom it. I don't get it. Like here's the thing. $20 million for easily $1 billion conference is laughable. And the only reason I think it's so low is because apparently the head of marketing development, or whatever you want to call them at Monster, and Brett Yormark, worked together at Rock Nation or something like that, like way back when. So they're just like, so I'm like, that's just a massive kickback. That's literally all that is. It's like, if you take our deal for $20 million. We'll give you $40 million because Monster Energy definitely has that.
Yeah. And $20 million is a lot of money. Don't get me wrong. And this isn't necessarily a commentary on Monster Energy. If Monster Energy wants to throw us $1 million, I will. I can't drink energy drinks anymore. They make me get sick. I will drink one every show. If you want to give us $1 million, I'll drink a case every show.
If you'll do that for $1 million, what will you do for a Klondike bar?
Oh, buddy, you don't even want to go there. We would not be allowed on the air anymore.
We'd get real weird.
Yeah. For a Klondike bar? I'd do a lot of things for a Klondike bar. No, I digress. It is because $20 million, right? There's 16 schools in the Big 12.
Yeah.
That's 1.25 million ish. A little bit less, but around that probably. Then you divide that number by 3 per school because it's for men's football, men's basketball, and women's basketball. And that money's probably also getting spread. It's not that much money for these massive public schools. And I'm curious how much money Brett Yormark's getting out of this deal. Like, I want to know is, because Kieran, you said that Monster Energy could probably pay $40 million. Are they paying $40 million and the Big 12 is just getting 20?
Probably. I don't know. It's the amount of backdoor deals and arguably blatant corruption that's going on within the college sports landscape as a whole is just astronomical. I mean, football's the worst purely because that's the money driver of almost every single school. But like, it's just so blatant. Like, it's not even funny anymore.
Oh yeah, no, it's bad. They really need to clean it up. But Kieran, some other schools are getting jersey patches that are a little more fitting.
Okay.
Wisconsin will be adding Culver's patches to their hockey, basketball, and football jerseys this upcoming season, which just fits.
Yeah, it's a weird one because as against corporate logos as I am, it's ironically one of the ones that I'm most okay with because Culver's, if for those of you who don't know, is massive in Wisconsin. I believe it was started there, right?
It was started there, and that's where its headquarters actively are.
Okay, so that makes total sense, right? Monster Energy drink funding the Big 12 for $20 million is laughable. This, okay, I don't like corporate sponsorships, but it's fine.
Yeah, I think there should be a rule in the NCAA. Like, if you want a corporate sponsorship, it needs to be somehow related to your school or your conference. Monster Energy was founded in California and is currently headquartered in California still. What does that have to do with the Big 12? It sounds antithetical to what the Big 12 is all about.
Yeah, 100%. Like, actually, this just reminds me. Do you remember when Beaver Stadium changed their field to the West Shore home field or whatever it was?
When did we talk about that? Like 2 years ago, last year?
Yeah, I think it was like last year or something. West Shore home immediately makes you think West Coast of the U.S., right?
Yeah.
Somewhere out in California, Oregon, Washington. No. It's in Mechanicsburg, PA. There is no shoreline within like 100 miles of that place. So technically, yeah, it is from Pennsylvania. It's fairly close to State College. It's not that close. But, I mean, it's in the state. I'll give them that. I'll give them credit now.
Yeah, I mean, we're not going to ding them for just being bad at naming things. It is related to the state. It's in Pennsylvania. So I have less of an issue with that, knowing that now. So I love Culver's. I think that's a great match. It's a match made in heaven. It's perfect for what Wisconsin's all about.
Have you ever been to Culver's?
I don't think I have.
I definitely haven't. I'd be interested to go out there and just get Culver's just for the point of this show.
That's true. Where's the nearest Culver's?
Do you want a road trip to a Wisconsin game just to go to a game and then get Culver's?
I'd be down. I would.
I can't wait for our wives to hear this and going, no.
I 100% think my wife would be on board.
Yeah.
For my sister's wedding, my stepbrother and I wore kilts. And
Okay, yeah.
but so my stepbrother's now fiance said to him, like, I ask Kevin's wife. If she says yes, you can. Fully expecting my wife to go no. My wife goes, yeah, it's fine. I don't care. Wear whatever the hell you want.
She was the worst person to ask.
No, she was the best person to ask.
Well,
And
yeah, in your case, yeah.
my future sister-in-law was pissed. She was like, I thought you would say no. So if we plan it right and do the right timing, she might be on board. She might want to go with us. She loves Culver's. She's been to Culver's and she loves it.
Oh, okay. All right. Fantastic.
But yeah, but while we're talking about uniforms, Kieran, there's a lot of uniform news going around. We're going to start off with your school and their new Adidas uniforms. The blue and the white. Kieran, I'm just going to let you go because this is your school.
I'll be honest. I am arguably disappointed. Like, it's a perfectly clean look, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. I would have loved for them to have done some, like, any detailing or outline around the shoulders or the cuffs or anything. Like, I get that we're doing this, like, minimalist thing in this day and age, but, like, give me something to work on. That is just literally every jersey Penn State has ever had. Copy and paste.
I don't disagree. I feel like that's kind of the issue. Like, that is a Penn State jersey.
Yeah.
I saw some people making the joke that it looks like Georgia Southern. And like
it does look like Georgia Southern.
But that's Georgia Southern's jerseys look like Alabama jerseys, just blue. Even with the numbers and the helmets, which Penn State doesn't have. Like, that's just what these classic teams have for jerseys. It's color and then secondary color as the numbers, or reverse depending on home or away. I understand what you're saying, but I don't know why anyone is surprised.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Sorry. I should maybe
not
rehash
what
I say. Yeah.
But some people are just surprised, like, oh, I thought they'd do more. Why?
Yeah. I know what you mean. Like as a school, you know, like if Toledo wanted to switch it up, right? Just because I'm thinking it off the head of like, that would be one thing because you can kind of get away with it. It's not kind of a cool New Jersey, but you do raise a good point. For these like really old programs, I guess I could argue the flip side, which is simpler is better because that's what it is. It's just a very plain, but this is what you get out of Penn State, and that's it. Or Georgia Southern or whatever.
And the problem is you have these old fans who watched Joe Pa win a bunch in these uniforms, and then if you changed it, you'd give them all heart attacks and they die. And then people our age grew up watching the blue and white, no frills Penn State jerseys. If they change that once they get older, they'll get a heart attack and die, and so on and so forth. The really only option you have left for Penn State is going back to black and pink for an alternate, which again would make the old heads have a heart attack and die.
Yeah, very true.
But some teams that did take some big swings, Kieran. Northwestern dropping, if you can see the picture on the side, the Crown Royals, the absolute heat that are these purple uniforms with the black and the gold accents. It's perfect. Perfection.
It really is. They took that and went, what's that meme where the guy is writing a script and there's fire all around him?
Yeah.
That's what they did with the design here. It has no flaws.
None. It's wild that this is Northwestern.
Yeah. Who are, you know, alternative. Their color has always been what?
I just realized something, Kieran.
What?
This looks like a a Notre Dame uniform that they just made purple instead of blue.
Oh,
This looks like the Shamrock Series uniforms from a few years ago.
why did you have to bring that up?
Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong. I just don't like that you made me remember it.
The shoulder stripes are a little. There's some more fun elements of it. I still love the uniform.
Yeah, it is good.
I might have to get one. How much one of these? Wild getting a Northwestern.
$1 billion. Hey, you got what'd you get? Idaho?
Now I still have to order that because I gotta.
All right.
I'm not gonna get into how I have to order it. Because
a sketchy Facebook marketplace. You have to drive out to the middle of Boise.
Let's just say I'm not putting it. I am going to buy like a Visa gift card to put it on that because I'll be out money on it, I think, but I don't want them to have access to the rest of my money.
Fair enough.
But Kieran, moving on to our last school with new uniforms, unless we also want to talk about Wisconsin's, I got to find those. Or Nebraska, excuse me, as my cat just screams. Georgia Tech did a real big overhaul. They did slightly change their colors and new uniforms as well, switching to Under Armour. These also, Kieran, are kind of clean.
Yeah, they are. They're really nice. I prefer the black pants to the white or gold.
That is true. I do like that. I do like the comment here from Timothy J. They have black pants, but no black jersey. No blue pants, no blue jersey. I do think it's weird. I hope they're adding either a blue or a black jersey. I would hope black jersey. And maybe a black helmet. The white helmet's nice, though.
The white helmet is clean. It is really nice.
I am a fan of this overhaul from Georgia Tech.
Yeah, it does look nice.
But let's see if I can pull up Nebraska's new uniforms real quick, because those caused some issues. People were not happy with them when they leaked initially. There's a lot of uniform news going around, Kieran.
Yeah, well, they're all getting ready for the next season, and they can't be doing any more Brendan Sorsby's, so they're just leaking.
That's true. Nebraska's new jerseys. I don't hate them. I think they're fine. I'm not a Nebraska fan.
Initially, from this angle, I hated that jersey. Now, if you just scroll over one picture, if you can, maybe it's just the number 2 and the camera angle that was taken from. I love that jersey. It's very, very retro-esque of Nebraska from like late, I'd say 70s, 80s, sometime around that time.
Yeah,
I think it honors that a little bit, and I think it's clean.
I think it's the texture of the numbers. Let's see if we can find any. Oh yeah, South Carolina also is in trouble, or people are bad with their jerseys. Notre Dame. I don't care how they look in. So much uniform news. I can't find it, but yeah, I don't hate them. I do think they're a little bland, but we're also going to talk about these Notre Dame jerseys. We weren't going to, and then I saw this Shamrock Series uniforms. It's a Notre Dame jersey.
It's very much like the Navy's.
That's true.
Yeah. I mean, granted, they're the same colors. No shit, Kieran. And yeah, I get that. But if you were to bring those guys out, I'd be like, is that the Navy team or is that Notre Dame?
Yeah, I do think they're nice. I do think Notre Dame has a good color scheme.
Yeah.
So I think it's hard to have a bad
gold and blue is pretty difficult to mess up.
Yeah. And finally, I mean, Tennessee just looks right in Adidas. It just looks right.
Agreed.
They should have been a Nike school. South Carolina's new football jerseys, Kieran, have some fans up in arms because they are no longer their garnet red. They are now crimson because Nike forces all their schools to be a certain shade of each color. And I'm not even a South Carolina fan. This is so stupid that they're changing the color because you need it to fit your Nike template.
That's so dumb. That's so dumb.
This World Cup, Kieran, has actually taught me that I think Nike's done. Adidas makes way better stuff.
Yeah. Here's one of those things that I don't know if you've noticed, but I certainly have. When companies get so big and they start laying off people, it's often the designers that go first because they're the easiest people. They're like, oh, we have a great product. We'll just replicate it each year and we don't have to think that hard. And those designers clearly not feeling welcomed or paid well or whatever. And so they just leave and go to different companies, right? They're still a designer. That's still what they do. But then they just create masterpiece after masterpiece after masterpiece at this new company. They get really big, so on and so forth. I think the same thing has happened with Nike and Adidas. Nike has been a staple for so long for so many of these schools, and they're just like, oh yeah, we can just rest on our laurels. And now Adidas has come in and goes, actually, we're just going to take all your designers, pay them, twice what you're making, and watch them just put out absolute gems. And now we're the best company here.
I also think part of it is just the fact that Adidas seems to actually still care.
Mm-hmm.
I bought 2 Adidas jerseys this World Cup cycle.
Oh, wow.
I bought the 1994 U.S. men's jersey.
Good choice.
And which it doesn't have like a U.S. soccer logo because they're not the official maker, I guess, of the jersey currently. So they probably can't use USA in implied soccer jersey, but that's clean. And then the Scotland away jersey. I did not. One? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the salmon one, pink one. It's awesome.
Yeah.
I bought the replicas because I was like, I don't need an authentic one. They're like $90, $100 each. It's stitched for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
A $90 Nike jersey would never be stitched.
No. God, no.
So Adidas just cares more, and I think, okay, I'm going to say it. I have changed my tune. I think more schools should switch to Adidas.
All right. We'll might see that in the future. Who knows?
Hopefully, and then Alabama's going to do it. I'm going to hate it. But I think not schools I root for, but other schools should start going to Adidas.
Alabama's Nike, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Alabama should be Nike. Like, even though I hate Nike, I do think some schools should be Nike/Jordan. I think Alabama should be Nike. I think Miami should be. I think Michigan should be Jordan. I think, there's some schools that shouldn't be Nike or Adidas, but I think others Penn State, it doesn't really matter.
No.
I think their jerseys are fine with Adidas. Once you get one, let me know how they are. I'm just going to assume you're going to get one at some point. But Kieran,
it's a blue jersey. You can go get whatever.
You'll probably get a t-shirt or a polo or something with them. Yeah. So, but Kieran, before we move back into logos, we talked a couple weeks ago about the South's checkered past when it comes to race relations because of comments Lane Kiffin had made about recruiting while at Ole Miss. Trinidad Chambliss, his former quarterback, has come out and said he does not agree with those. He doesn't think anything Lane said was truthful. The Oxford community is nothing but love, and they care about their people no matter what they look like. Brown, black, purple, yellow, you know what I mean. First off, the Oxford community does not care what you look like as long as you can throw a ball. And that's not just an Ole Miss comment. That is a South comment. But I think this isn't shocking that this is the case. You're a good athlete. You are going to get special privileges. And also the South is way better off than it was probably even 20 years ago.
Yeah, certainly. Yeah. I mean, you might have a grandparent or two that holds some long-standing grudges or whatever, but you get those literally everywhere. So
you get those in Boston.
Yeah,
Boston's a bad example with their recent history.
Yeah, no, but here's the thing. But you get that literally anywhere. Like people that have been living there for in a particular area for 70+ years have experienced ups, downs, lefts, rights, the whole 9 yards. They're going to be set in their ways. You're not going to change their opinion. So if you can't see the even from a an 18, 19-year-old's perspective when you're going to a school that things have changed, and you're relying on the sole discretion of a grandparent who hasn't necessarily lived in that specific area but just knows about it, then yeah, you're gonna have these sorts of comments. I think Trinidad Chambliss is good for maybe alleviating some of that concern, at least, for the older generations. But I mean, he is also speaking from his own experience. So, there's no reason to doubt him for it.
That's fair. Yeah. So that's something I want to touch on. We kind of talked about a couple weeks ago, put a bow on it, get the other side of the story. So we're not just seemingly bashing the South, because I love the South. I had a good experience there, but also I have certain things that would make that experience better for me than other people. But Kieran, we're moving back to logos. Hopefully we get them all this time. The Sunbelt. It's more fun in the sun, Kieran, and the Sunbelt really drives that point home. Which logo is your favorite of the Sunbelt's logos?
Jeez, strong logos from the Sunbelt. I really want to say the top left, the old school one, but I'm gonna have to give it to their current logo. It's perfect. It's got all the necessary details in it.
That's true. I like top left more personally, but I do think the current one is a strong successor.
Mm-hmm.
I don't love the top right.
I don't love the top right because it's not the other two. If that was by itself, I would say that's a perfectly good logo. Actually, I do like it, in and of itself. It is actually, it's undone by the fact that the other two are so good.
That's fair. That could be it. I'm just not a fan, I think. But moving on to our first school, App State. A hot take here, and none of them are great.
Yeah, none of them are great. But if you were to give me your favorite one,
I think their current one. They're just the A with Mountaineers script in the middle.
Yeah, I see what you're going with that.
You're going with top right. You can just say that's the one you're going for.
Yeah. You know me so well, Kev.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's pretty good. I like the mountains kind of making up the back half of the
that's really cool.
Of the block lettering with the face. I think it's nice. I don't like just the face, even though the beard is making up the mountains like it is in the top right, but it's a little clear in the bottom left. I think it's one of the two right-hand side ones. All right, moving on to the Coast Carolina Chanticleers. Bottom left is giving Bourbon Street.
Yep, I see that.
Like some restaurant you'd walk past. Top left is just South Carolina.
Yeah, I was going to say. I was like, we've seen that before.
We have. We saw that when we were talking about South Carolina. Yeah. I think just bottom middle for me.
Yeah, bottom middle certainly. I do love the chants in the top
right.
Top right, yeah. It gives South Carolina sports bar.
That's true. I do like that. I think that is accurate and it looks nice.
Yeah, it does.
All right. I don't like schools getting rid of just the word marks on stuff, by the way.
Oh, like from the new one to
the middle to the bottom right. I wish they kept the word mark.
Yeah.
Like use the one on the right, just the logo, the mascot logo thing, but keep the official one with the full words. Georgia Southern. Top left is giving bank, so that one's out for me.
Bank?
Yeah.
Like
a local bank.
Okay. All right. Yeah, okay, I see that.
Like, hey, here's my paycheck, give me money. I think I like top right.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. It's arguably a downgrade to their current one because you were so detailed on the eagle previously.
Yep.
That it's worse actually.
Agreed. And also, if you're listening to the podcast, first off, I'm not sorry. we've been doing this for a while. You know what it's like now. You should be, when you see logos in the title, you should just go to the Belly Up Sports YouTube to watch this. But also, thank you for listening to the podcast. We appreciate it. But yeah, really go check out the YouTube. It makes stuff a lot more sense. But moving on to Georgia State. Karen, what are your thoughts?
So, starting from top left, that's a solid logo. Color scheme is a bit weird, but it's a solid logo. And then they just decided to throw everything out the window and make this cartoonishly, I would argue, obese panther thing. And then they tried to bring it back with some bit of terrifying nature with the teeth. But I would argue that the bottom three are all more or less the same. The color scheme is a little bit different. Text is slightly changed. But I actually like the darkest colored Georgia State one on the far left. It's a little bit more intimidating that way.
That's fair. I think a top left, it just looks like a snake, to be honest.
Does.
It's all neck.
Yeah, it does look like a snake.
I like the idea, but it's all neck.
Yeah, the Georgia State, pythons would be better there.
Yeah, it's not exact. Like, it does have some ears. It does have a defined head, but it is very much snake. Top middle is mascot for anti-drug after school program.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And it reminds me of DARE. And I hate the DARE program. Studies have shown that it actually did a worse job at keeping kids off drugs, but then it negatively impacted their mental health because they felt really bad because they were sort of told if you do drugs, you're a bad person. Also, I worked at a baseball field where DARE camps were, and they messed up my work because I couldn't do my job when they were there. So I hate it. Top right, I do like the big S and E in state with Georgia in the middle. I think that looks really cool. I love it when state schools do stuff like that. The top right logo is the same after school anti-drug panther talking about their experiences doing drugs, and it made them the person they don't like being.
Yeah.
All the heads in the bottom row just look like.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm going to have to actually edit an episode for the first time in God knows how long because I cannot keep that in. But I am not wrong. That is what it looks like. So Georgia State, I think, is the first time. I do not like any of these logos. They are all bad.
Wow. All right.
I've abstained before. I don't think I've said these are all bad. I will say I think top middle is the most fun, but I don't think it's good.
Yeah.
I can't believe I have to edit something. And it's my own fault.
I mean, I did it with that other thing.
I stand by what I said, though. All right, moving on to James Madison, and the top left is there's something wrong with that dog.
Yeah, that's wild.
The dog had a stroke is really what is.
100%.
With that being said, I think bottom left, the JMU word mark with the dog not mid-stroke is the best one.
Yeah, 100%. I much prefer the that darker purple color. I think it suits the golds a lot better.
Yeah, agreed. And I do like it.
Would you call that gold?
Yeah, it's gold.
Yeah, gold.
I like how dark it is in the top right, but I like the purple outline as a whole on the bottom left more.
Yep.
All right, we're in agreement. Marshall.
New one.
Ooh, I like the old one.
All right. It's because it has a sailor hat.
Don't kink shame me. But yeah, it has a sailor hat. Like I said, I've said it multiple times. I'm a slut for sailor hat logos. I love them. And there's nothing you can say that will make me not love them.
It's so cartoonish.
It is, and it's awesome. But yeah, I mean, top right, I feel like has been their logo forever, though.
I mean, yeah, they've only had two.
That's true. That's true. I do like the current one.
Yes.
By the way, I'm not like, oh, it's top, it's left, and it's by far. No, they're both strong logos. Like, I see why they have not had more. All right. Old Dominion. Their campus is awful, by the way. I've been to their campus. It is not good. I also don't like any of these logos, really.
Well, we know where my vote's going. It's the middle one.
Yeah, I didn't know because it's a little more modern. So I didn't know if you like the more older.
No.
Some of those, or just...
just anything like that is my cup of tea. Actually, I will say this: that top right one, that kind of side profile with the lettering on the outside, kind of in like a title form, is actually really quite nice. But it's giving off a national bank from a European country. That's what I see there.
I am getting Stratton, Oakmont, Wolf of Wall Street looking ass from that thing.
Okay, so we got finance.
Same
finance,
thing. A finance, evading U.S. tax laws, stuff like that. Yeah, not necessarily the outside, but just the inner insignia.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Top left, I do like kind of that 70s piped look.
I knew you were gonna like that.
I do. I'm a big fan of that one. I hate their campus, but I like that. But I do think I do agree with you. That middle one is probably the strongest.
And it's actually funny. I'm not a fan of that piped look that you prefer, but I actually don't mind that, especially with the color scheme. I think it works, and I actually like all of their logos. I think
I think I've changed my tune. Looking at them, I think I just saw Wolf of Wall Street in the top right. And I'm like, that's stupid. But also that came out. This logo was before that was really a thing.
Yeah.
And I think it's good. I think it's strong. I think they're all actually pretty good. I really changed my tune on that one.
Yeah, you did.
Arizona State, or Arkansas State, not Arizona State. Jesus, that's bad. I added the black box because Arkansas State did need to change their name at one point.
Yeah.
From a word that I'm not going to say to the Red Wolves. With that being said, I wish they kept the overall design and just made it Wolves or Red Wolves or something like that and kept their design. With that being said, I do like top right.
Yeah, same. I like it as well.
But I really like top left if the name just wasn't horribly offensive.
Kevin, you can say it, but you understand. You can say it. You just have to. You've already admitted that you understand that it's not the technically correct term anymore.
I'm not going to say it. Raging Cajuns. Karen, what are your thoughts on the Raging Cajuns?
I stand alone. They're all good.
Yes.
It is unfortunate that the top right is so good that it completely blasts the other two out of the water.
That is true.
The Raging Cajuns, Louisiana fleur-de-lis, kind of on fire. Magnificent. If you had never changed your logo from that, it would have been the greatest college football logo I think I might have ever seen.
Yes, I think they should have kept that as their logo and then use the bottom word mark. I do like how the fleur-de-lis logo still has the chili pepper in it.
Yeah.
But also, I do like this backwards LSU with Raging Cajuns across it.
Yeah, it's really good.
Strong logos throughout.
Very strong logos.
But there's a stronger one here, and it's the top right.
Yeah.
Just also the colors, like adding the orange with the red and the black. Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah, they cooked here, which is famously something that Cajuns do.
That's true. Incredible. But Louisiana Monroe. This is what I was talking about with I wish Arkansas State kept the design of their old one and went with the new logo. They took their offensive logo from previously when they changed their name to the Warhawks. And then they did do some other things, but then they went back to the original design, but updated it. I think bottom right is incredible work.
It certainly is. I do like bottom right. I don't like the color scheme. I don't think that it just, I don't know what it is about it. Giving off BC High. That's why.
You know what most people would say, Kieran, when they see something and think BCI, they would think just Boston College.
Yeah, I know, but I'm very specific because I very specific with my grudges. I don't mind Boston College, but I don't like BCI. Anyway, for me, it's the bottom left with the ULM with the eagle over top.
The slug hawk.
Yeah,
it looks like a slug to me, but I do think it's good. I do wish they kind of changed the colors on the bottom right. I will admit that.
Yeah,
but yeah, I think it's good. I think the Sunbelt's had some strong contenders.
They have.
Louisiana Tech, not much has changed. I like the right side.
Yeah, same.
I think adding the La Tech, brightening up the blue a little bit, making the red a little less bright, weirdly, worked.
Yeah, and that's not to say the other one isn't good. I mean, it is kind of just a rehash of the same thing, but the it's a fresh take on an old logo.
Yes.
And it works.
I also think it differentiates it enough. I think the left side kind of looks like a Minnesota Twins AAA affiliate in Louisiana.
yeah, I do see that. Yeah.
Or Blue Jays or Rangers.
I was trying to think of like what I know that sort of logo style font from, but I'm glad that you pointed it out. Yeah. I don't think I would have been able to take that off the dome.
Yeah. But we're on the same page. Moving on to the USA Jaguars. If you take the Jaguar away of top left, it's giving bank.
Yep.
United Savings Association. It's just that logo, and they weirdly have a Jaguar mascot.
Yeah, that's you're so right. And we give a lot of credit on this podcast to showing the whole animal. You've actually shown too much of the animal.
I don't necessarily hate that they're showing more of the Jaguar. I hate the fact that the bank has a Jaguar.
Yeah. If the Jaguar was on the other side of the logo and it's kind of like the bottom half of its body wasn't being shown, I think that would have been really cool. It's like, hey, give me your money or I'll release the Jaguar.
Pretty much. Looking over your shoulder while trying to withdraw money from the ATM.
You just hear a low snarl.
Pretty much. But also, the bottom right is not much better.
No, it's not. No.
They gave it a snub nose.
Yeah.
It's just the head. It's south out. It's honestly the weakest showing from the Sunbelt we've seen. But I think by default, because it's not a bank where I'm going to get mauled, bottom right wins for me.
Yeah. Agreed. I'm trying to think of what it does look like. It's not a bank. I'm trying to picture of like what sort of corporate entity would have a logo like. Yes, insurance, definitely insurance. South Alabama Insurance Company. Here's a Jaguar.
Fair. Yeah. No, that's true. It's also like if you got rid of the Jaguar and made it 1776 instead of the word Jaguars, it'd be giving a bicentennial logo from 1976 that they tried a little too creative on.
Yeah.
But I do think insurance is a more apt comparison than bank.
It is. It's a very both very corporate logos.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, moving on to Southern Miss. Top left.
Yep. Yeah. 100%. 100%. The other two are too much like Iowa's. I mean, they're distinct enough. Like you're not going to mistake them, but I do like see, this is what I'm talking about. The full animal. It works better than just a head.
It works really well for birds.
Yeah.
Not as well for big cats.
Yes.
I think BYU, we had the same issue with some of them.
Yeah. And Pitt Panthers.
Yeah. Also, you brought up Iowa. It's giving sports video game that doesn't have the rights to the schools for Iowa.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought I put Brett Favre on here, and I was like, what was the Brett Favre joke I was going to make? It was about him stealing money from the state of Mississippi, but I thought I had a picture of Brett Favre here as a slide. I did not. Moving on to Troy. Some of them are very aged, but I think they're all strong.
Yes, yeah, agreed. I'm with you on that. I think if they modernized the helmet in the top left, I think that would have been better. But actually, fair play to them. It's strong. They're strong logos for their time. Favorite of them is actually just the shield with the two swords.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you would think, but I actually think that the guy wielding it does it a disservice, ironically.
That's fair. I do like how the Troy in the top right one with the guy is making up like the top of the shield.
Yes.
I think it's a little weird keeping that same motif in the bottom left when you have the Troy making up the top of the shield on the shield, but it's not actually the top of the shield. It's in the middle.
Yeah, I know where you're going with that, but just on a cursory glance, I don't think you would have you wouldn't be able to tell that if you hadn't seen the other logo.
Next to each other. You're right. Yeah. I do really like the TSU with the helmet. I think it looks really cool, but also I think the current one with the T made up by a sword is also very strong. But I think bottom left. Yeah. Actually, no, I'm going to go with the sword.
Just the sword?
The sword T. I think as more and more schools are moving away from that kind of 3D graphic design, I want to give them credit for keeping it. I think it's very cool.
Fair enough.
And that's it. I put that slide in so I wouldn't forget again.
Good.
Where it ends. Not a great look, but it's fine.
It's fine.
Karen, what school do you think had the best logos in the Sunbelt?
Oh, well, actually, for me, the best series of logos, it's a tie between the Raging Cajuns and Old Dominion, ironically. But if I were to give it to the winner, I would give it to the Raging Cajuns.
I agree. I think they're very strong. Marshall, even though they just have two, I think both are very good. But yeah, Raging Cajuns are solid. There's our show for this week. Unless any breaking news happened.
Which we'll check real quick.
This is going to become a weekly segment. We have to make sure nothing crazy happened in the world of college football, because otherwise I'd have to create a whole new studio and then we'd have to re-record something. I don't believe so. I'm not seeing anything crazy. Let's check Twitter real quick. Nope, I don't think so. I think we're in the clear, Kieran, and I think we are good to head on out of here.
Sweet. All right.
Well, everyone have a good, safe, fun rest of your week and good weekend. Make good decisions. Don't drink too much. And if you do, don't drive.
See ya.
They're eating the dogs, Kieran, in Tuscaloosa.
They're eating the dogs.
You know that?
They were eating
the dogs.
Oh, a meth raccoon.
Yeah.
Just awful. There is nothing good about this. It's the worst possible scenario for the CFP, for the national championship.
Notre Dame is a mid-program with really good marketing.
And the Michigan players are going to look at that, and anybody who's committing to Michigan in the next years will just go, I want to beat them even more. Like, I've wanted to beat them when I first came to the school. Recruits are going to see this.
You have, as some fans have put it, a mascot flashing their pop tussie out.
Oh, God. That's going to be part of our intro next year. Oh, shit.